Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture is titled Crescent Enceladus. So, what do we see here? Well, here we see one of the moons of Saturn, and it's classified as a medium-sized moon in the solar system. We have the large moons, of which there are 7, including our own moon, but there are also a lot of intermediate moons, and this classifies as one of them. Now, Enceladus here was imaged by the Cassini spacecraft in November of 2016, and in this way was looking back toward Earth and Sun. So we see it, therefore, partially from behind and see the moon as a crescent. Now, any object that does not give off its own light would appear to have different phases as the orientation changes. So that includes things like our own moon, which we're used to seeing phases for, but any other planet or moon in the solar system would do the same thing, as long as you are out beyond it, that you could get it between you and the sun. So we never see certain objects as crescents from Earth. That would be things like the outer planets, Jupiter and Saturn, and others that we would never see from Earth as a crescent because they never get in between Earth and the sun to be seen from that angle. However, other objects like Venus and our moon, as we've talked about, and the planet Mercury, which do get between Earth and sun, can be seen as crescents from the Earth. Now, if you think about that, that means if you were on Mars looking back toward Earth with a telescope, you would see Earth go through phases, just as we see the moon go through phases. Now, Enceladus here is actually a very interesting moon. It's not very large, only about 500 kilometers or 300 miles across. That's relatively small for even a medium-sized moon. And it is extremely reflected. It has an albedo of about 90%, meaning that 90% of the sunlight that strikes it is reflected, making it unusually bright. As a comparison, the albedo for our moon is more like about 10% or so. So that reflects only 1/10 of the light that strikes it. This is reflecting 90% and would therefore be incredibly bright. That would be our full moon. Were this reflective, it would be 90 times brighter in the night sky. It's also known for being a very active moon, active in a geological sense, which again is unusual for an object this small, but likely tidal forces from Saturn and the other moons interact with it and cause it to be melted in its interior. Now, it's an icy moon covered in ice, which part of what made it so reflective, but you can also melt that ice through tidal forces inside and have geological activity, what are called cryovolcanoes or ice volcanoes that can occur, and we've actually seen eruptions of these from the South Polar region in the form of geysers. And from other observations, we also believe that there is an ocean of liquid water down below the surface here. And that's similar to what we've seen on other moons like Europa. And there are possibilities then that life could exist within these oceans. So that's one of the things that we're going to be studying as we send craft out. And in fact, the Europa Clipper is on its way to study the larger moons of Jupiter, including Europa, and looking for any kind of signs of organic materials and life. So another one to study would be the moon of Saturn, known as Enceladus. So that was our picture of the day, titled Crescent Enceladus. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be sunspotted. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day, everyone, and I will see you in class.